Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of Coffee and Sports in the Morning here on Wire to Wire Network. I'm your host for this morning, Mr. William D. Morgan. Have two of the best people in the world to talk sports. First, let me bring her in. Key, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. Back again. It's always good to be up here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Next up, we got the man, the myth, the legend. He is a staple on this program. My man Mo. Mo, how you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Will. Good to have you back, Key. What's good, chat? Let's get into it.
We're having some issues on Facebook. It's giving me an error here, so we'll keep trying that as we move along. All right, so let's talk about Monday Night Football last night. We got the Bills at the Falcons. The Falcons get the win 24-14. Guys, can you let me know what's going on with the Buffalo Bills?
They're just getting outplayed right now. I mean, they're human just like any other team. Josh Allen, got to take things in his own hands. Sometimes it backfires on him. Turnovers. Atlanta was just a better team. They could not stop Bijan Robinson and say they liked last night. That running game was consistent with them. They just couldn't stop him.
No?
I I think the Bills' problem is they have a similar problem that Green Bay has in that they have multiple good receivers, but I don't know if either team has a definitive number one receiver. And last night, the guy that they want to be the receiver, number one Coleman, he was on lockdown. I mean, he get no separation. He got locked, and that was man to man, no help, just locked down. I think outside of Cook, I don't know if they have anybody that's a natural playmaker other than, of course, Josh Allen. And when Josh Allen has to do everything, I think they kind of struggle there because he starts pressing. He's been pressing the last couple of weeks, and what's happened? Josh Allen's been turning the football over because he's pressing. So we talk about how certain teams will be active this trade deadline. I think the Bills will be active, looking to pursue another playmaker on the outside to take some pressure off of Josh Allen.
Meanwhile, Bijan Robinson just ran crazy last night. Oh my goodness, 170 yards on 19 attempts. Had a touchdown, his longest run being 81 yards. Is he cementing himself as one of the best running backs in football?
Oh yeah, in a different way though, because he's more of a breakaway back. He's
Mhm.
more of a breakaway back, a threat outside the backfield because he's a great receiver. He's more in that Marshall Falk LT kind of thing where he does a little bit of everything. He's terrific. But I want to remind everybody, he had 138 yards in the first half. So he was terrific in the first half, and he made plays outside the backfield in the second half. But he's a breakaway back, and he's one of those kind of guys. 3 yards, no yards, 3 yards, 80 yards. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's a playmaker, but he's not the kind of running back you hand the ball to 30 times and he wears defenses down. That's not what he is. He's a terrific playmaker. And it's funny because normally the key to most teams in today's football is your quarterback. Their offense isn't built around Penix. Their offense is built around Bijan Robinson.
Yep. Yep. Tyler Jarrett the perfect backup for him?
Oh yeah, I mean, as gifted and as quick as Bijan is in space, Azir's got speed and power, so he brings a different dynamic. That's a terrific 1-2 combo.
I like Algier. Everybody was, saying, "Oh, I've in my past fantasies, I've always picked him up. He's a good backup for Bijan, and he can get 100 yards a game too if y'all let him.
Yeah. Facts, facts. All right, let's head over to the other Monday Night Football game where we were actually blessed as fans to get two Monday night back-to-back games once
Over these Monday
again.
night
We got
games.
the Chicago Bears getting the win over the Washington Commanders, 25-24. Mo, break that game down for me a little bit, Mo.
I thought Chicago came out fast. They had control of the game, and then the Commanders settled down. And if you watch that game, everything pointed to here they go again. The Commanders are going to win. They've got the lead, they're moving the football. There's 3 minutes left in the game. It's 3rd and 1. This game is over, and Jay McDaniels made a mistake. He got sloppy with the ball, fumbled the ball before the handoff. That ultimately gave Chicago an opportunity to make a drive on the football game, and that's what they did. But I didn't come away from that football game going, I get it now. Caleb Williams is as good as Jaden Daniels. I still think Jaden Daniels is the better football player. And I said before the season, when you win as many 1-point or 3-point games as the Commanders won last year, the law of averages is going to catch up to you. That's not going to happen year in and year out. And I said, Jaden can be better in year 2, but I don't think their record is going to be as good.
Keep some of your thoughts.
So I had the double screen on, but a majority was watching the Commanders Bears game because that game was a little bit more closer than the Bills game, even though they were battling back and forth. But Washington had three turnovers actually. You had the 2 fumbles and the interception, but that key fumble was right when they needed to milk that clock is when the handoff and exchange. Can't say if it was on Daniels or it was the running back who just didn't bobble it, but either way it was a fumble, and that put the Bears right in field goal range. DeAndre Swift was a big key part of their offense last night, running the ball, how they was running. So shout out to the Bears. I mean, they got it done. I mean, their defense let them score. I mean, it was some plays where receivers was wide open. Special teams didn't really do that great, either letting Luke McCaffrey running all over the place, getting them good field position, them setting them up. But the Bears, I mean, they pulled it off eventually. They needed to do what they had to do. They capitalized on those turnovers. But that Daniels handoff was the key right there because there was 3 minutes left. The game was over. I understand it's raining. It was raining last night, but you still got to protect the ball, regardless what the weather is. You still got to protect the ball. I mean, that was a horrible turnover to get at that moment, and the Bears got everything back. So
yeah, I agree 100%. Whenever you lose the turnover game, 9 times out of 10, you lose the game.
I'm sort of, oh man, did it again. I'm sort of kind of 50-50 on the Bears. Again, I want to see Caleb Williams, see what he can do as far as, understand that offense, getting more mature. Because to me, with Caleb, it's not so much as wins or losses, it's progression. In terms of him seeing if he can grow to be that dude. But yeah, last night they got the win. They got some offensive talent on that team too. Swift went crazy, as Key just talked about. They got Luther Burton. We got Cortland Loveland. Cole Kmet is still a part of that team as well. They got some talent over there in Chicago.
Roma Duje, they got talent all over. DJ Moore, like you almost forget DJ Moore is on that team. Maybe DJ Moore is the player that a few teams try to trade for.
I think this is a contract year as well, so we'll see if the Bears re-sign him. But I know they just got Luther Burton as well. Do they let DJ go? Rock out with Burton in Rome, or do you keep? I mean, I think you keep him.
I would.
Yeah,
I think he's a perfect number 2 receiver.
Man, it's like I was sort of kind of shocked because Jaden was playing good up until that fumble. He had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
played very well up.
They're in control of the game, Will. Like they got the lead. They don't even have to score again. They could just milk clock, but they were moving the football on a 3rd and 1 that happens with 3 minutes left. That's just a devastating turnover.
Goes to show you gotta take care of the football. All it takes is one. All right, let me ask you guys, going over since week 6 is now done, heading over into week 7. What did you guys learn from watching week 6 of the NFL? What did you guys learn? I'll start with you, Key.
Nothing is predictable anymore. And, these high-power offense teams that we expect to dominate aren't dominating. You can say the Eagles could be one of them. You can say the Bills is one of them. Now we got these surprise teams to look out for that last year they didn't come out smoking like this. I mean, you can say the Jags. You can say Tampa. Definitely can say, the 49ers, even though they dropped one, but they still have a good record. And the Patriots right now is is in first place of the AFC East
Wow.
since the Bills lost.
Wow.
The Patriots are number one. I told people, I said the Patriots is going to be in the playoffs. If it's not a wild card, they wasn't going to get in, but I think they still make it win a wild card spot. They still make the playoffs. So, Tampa's looking very well. Baker Mayfield, MVP level. The Colts are starting off hot. So these teams that last year didn't really start off the way we thought they would are leading the division right now. Look at Baltimore, 1-5.
Yep.
The Jets, they were supposed to be a little better. They haven't won a game yet. So the roles is reversed. The Kansas City, they're 300. I mean 500. They're 3-3 right now. You can even say Dallas and Green Bay. Green Bay got Parsons, and it was like, oh, the hype, but they got a tie. So that tie is going to come back to haunt both of those teams, I guess, when it come down to playoff seeding. And if they're trying to get in, that tie is going to hurt them. But the powerhouse teams may not be the powerhouse teams anymore.
I just think the NFL year in and year out proves to us that it's a battle of attrition, right? Like, it's last man standing. Whose team is the healthiest? There's so many football teams that are dealing with a rash of injuries. It's really impacting the season. I'm looking at an Eagles team. They're a little beat up health-wise. The Niners just lost, I would say, their best player in Fred Warner. I think he's their best player.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd already had Bosa gone. We just had a rash of injuries, but that's across the league. Teams are dealing with season-ending injuries. The Dolphins, who are struggling all year long, lost Tyreek Hill. We could go on and on about all these injuries. I think Key's right. This might be one of those years that if you're big on parity, I want to use the word parity, that we're going to get two teams that we never would expect to see in the Super Bowl. It wouldn't shock me if we get a very odd Super Bowl.
I said it in jest earlier in the season. It'll kill the New York Giants if we get Colts Eagles in the Super Bowl. Oh man, that would be hilarious. Let me welcome everybody. Jerry, what's up? How you doing today? Yup, we're about to get into that. In just a second. Damon, how you doing today? Appreciate you guys coming to the stream on Facebook, on YouTube, as Facebook is tripping. Look at this. Don't get the Ravens excuses by Andrew. They were no good when they had health.
I mean, she's not lying.
Not lying.
She is not incorrect. But what I will say is, and I believe this, even though I'm a huge Mike Tomlin fan, I don't think the Steelers are that good. And I think when it's all said and done, they're going to give somebody an opportunity to walk them down, because I think they're going to come back to the pack. He's doing what he's done for the last 5 years, winning on smoke and mirrors. They have a good defense, but it's not a dominant defense. And their offense is middle of the pack at best. I don't think that's sustainable.
Right.
When you're going long term. Like, if somebody said, well, Mo, the Steelers are going to win 13 football games, I will take that bet. They're not going to win 13 football games. I don't think they're going to win 11 football games.
All right, let's go into the next part of the show. We had our first head coaching firing this season. Brian Callahan from the Titans has been let go after a 1-5 start to his second season. Key, who should be the next coach to inherit that job?
I mean, it's good. So the Titans you have a young Cam Ward who's a rookie, who's not bad. This team is pretty young, in my opinion, as far as on the offensive side. Defensive, I still think defensively they're still good. They got to bring somebody in here that's going to be disciplined, that can work with the young guys, still be stern about it. I mean, don't be like Mike McDaniels and be your best friend. That ain't going to get them nowhere. Just ask two of that. But somebody that comes in disciplined, that can work with this team, that knows their weaknesses and strengths of what they can do. So we'll see what the interim coach can do. Maybe if he gets a couple wins under his belt, who's to say, he'll stay. But somebody who wants that job needs to be able to work with Cam Ward and give him some pieces around him. It's not his fault his receivers dropping passes.
Yeah.
He's throwing them spot on. They just straight up dropping them. So
yeah.
somebody that comes in has to be disciplined, know the team. Somebody like a Mike Vrabel, who they shouldn't have got rid of. You need somebody of that caliber to take over that Tennessee Titans team.
Mo, any thoughts?
I think that whoever they hire, they're gonna have to give that person at least a 2-season grace period, right? Like they got to be able to implement their program, maybe bring in some of the people they want to bring in. They can't just automatically go wins and losses. It's a young football team. You're gonna have to give this next coach a chance to develop this football team and let him grow with the quarterback. We always talk about this: marry the quarterback to the coach. It takes time with a rookie quarterback in year one, going up against the complicated defense of the NFL. So this next coach, he's got to have grace. They got to give him at least 2 seasons.
Let me see. We got here. Yep, that is correct, Jerry. He was 4-19 altogether. She also suggested Joe Brady. Okay. Worked for me. Mike Singletary.
Singletary. He
Oh,
too old.
man.
You wildin'.
man.
Yeah, Singletary
Wildin' out.
ain't trying to get off the couch. Come on, man.
But if you think about it for a second, these Titan receivers, they're not like the receivers are rookies. It's Calvin Ridley. You got old man Lockett. You got Animore. I mean, I don't get it.
Now
They
look,
need some-
I don't
they need some
think
stickers.
I don't think the receivers have been great. That's an honest statement. And Cam Moore has a lot of potential. But he hasn't played well. Let's be honest. He hasn't played well. I think people we pick and choose who we like and who we want to criticize. But he hasn't played lights out. Like he's looked very much like a rookie quarterback. So I just feel like they have to give him time to develop. And they got to put him in a system that highlights his strengths. And I don't think they've done that to this point.
I do like the fact that he did come out a week ago said his team was ass.
I mean, he's being straightforward.
Being
I mean,
straightforward.
he wasn't sugarcoating nothing.
I love that. I love that from to see that type of reaction from a rookie. They need to be patient with the next coach, and I'm talking about Brinker and Amy. Yeah, you're right. If the next coach doesn't work out, then they all need to go. Stop firing head coaches and GMs at different times. Yeah,
Well, that's
a good
true.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, they need a whole culture change. And speaking of culture changes, who's going to be the next coach to be fired? I'm thinking it's going to be Mike McDaniel. What do
It's
you
going to
guys
be
think?
McDaniels. It's going to be McDaniels because
So- No, go ahead, Key. Go ahead.
just with the stuff that Tua's coming out and saying, Tua, you need to take some account. First off, I don't think Tua's supposed to be a leader, right? I don't think he's leading the team very well. Now you going there throwing people under the bus. Now take accountability for yourself because you haven't been playing no good football lately. You haven't been playing good at all. So I mean, you go out there and call out the teammates. Oh, the team only meetings y'all late for. That stuff don't need to be put on air. Don't need to be put on blast. Something that needs to be said face to face in the locker room. Like you don't need to put everybody on blast. So I mean, I just feel like McDaniels is next to go. Just that culture change need to happen. And I know Tua didn't like Flores because he was hard on him. Well, McDaniels is soft, and you don't need that either. So I don't know what to tell you, Tua. You got to get some thick skin and play football. Like this sport ain't for the soft-hearted. If you can't take the heat, then you don't need to be playing. You don't need to be playing quarterback. And look, to be real with you, I understand they just gave you that money, but who's to say that they're not one play away from, God forbid, you get a concussion or Zach Wilson or Quentin Ewers is going to get the opportunity. Y'all not going nowhere. Why not? It's not going to hurt.
I'll go a step further. I agree that Mike McDaniel is probably the next coach to get fired, but I think we have to remember Tua is Mike McDaniel's guy.
Mm-hmm.
The next coach
Yeah.
that comes in, he's going to come in there with the understanding Tua's not my guy. This is the guy that I'm coming in with. I want my guy, or I want to draft my guy. I know he just got that contract, but any new coach is want to put in place his guy, and I think Tua might be either on the bench or on the move.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Justin Herbert and that San Diego Chargers team? It looks like they're trying to compete, even though they got issues all over that offensive line.
Left tackle gone.
Yep.
Starting right tackle gone.
Yep.
Look, we talk about this all the time. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your offensive line is depleted or weakened, it won't matter. Your offense won't move. You won't be able to move the football. We talked about all the injuries across the league. The Chargers' offensive line has been devastated by injuries. They have, they've lost some starters of defense. This team, I really thought whole was going to be in a position to maybe win that division. Now, I think it's going to be a struggle for them to make the playoffs.
And I agree. That offensive line, you don't got nobody there to protect Justin Herbert. It's going to be hard for him to move in the pocket. It's going to be hard for him to just stand there and actually throw to someone. I think one of their running backs is down too, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So it's going to be tough. I mean, they started off hot. But if they don't got that line protection, if Becton can't come back healthy, because that's the key part. He's one of the main guys. So if he can't come back healthy, I don't know. Justin Herbert may not be standing upright too much longer.
Agreed.
If they can fix those issues, those guys got talent too. Because you look at Vidal, who stepped in the other day. Lad McConkey, I just can't stop raving about that kid at the wide receiver spot. Keenan Allen's been a source of consistency most of his career, outside of being injured. They got some talent too, but again, they just rattled with injury, and it doesn't help that they're in the toughest division in football.
Yeah. Because Kansas City seems to be waking up a little bit. Denver's offense is inconsistent, but their defense, top 2, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to always be in football games. That's a tough division. If you're the Chargers looking to make the playoffs, never mind winning the division, but looking to make the playoffs, you might get 2 teams out of the division. I just think it's going to be a long road for the Chargers.
Me too.
It's tough.
Me too. All right, let's switch over to some NBA action. NBA preseason is among us. Mo, I want to talk to you about your Lakers first. I'm understanding. I just heard this yesterday. LeBron's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes, I had to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Out the first 3 to 4 weeks, probably. Let's just say 4. They're going to be really cautious with him. So look, this is one of those opportunities for Luka to run the show completely and hold down the fort. Luka's in great shape. I think that between him, Austin Reeves, and some of the other rotation players, I think they can be respectable. I don't think they're going to be sub 500. I think they'll be respectable.
Key, thoughts on the Lakers?
It's gonna be a tough task. I mean, I think honestly, sometimes they play better without LeBron. But I mean, they get the ball moving. They got Ayton now in the middle. Reeves is there, Rui's there, Luka's going to be there. So I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't win without LeBron until he's come back. I mean, they're not going to be terrible. I mean, they'll be within the pack.
Yeah.
The West is so the more competitive division anyway than the East. The East is, in my opinion, the softest right now, only because of so many stars over there with Achilles injuries recovering. But I mean, the Lakers will be with the pack until LeBron gets back.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you guys too, with the West being what it is, we got into a little bit of discussion last night on Sports Reporter about the Dallas Mavericks. And my thing with the Mavericks, I don't know if they can hold water without Kyrie, because the person you got taking the slack is D'Angelo Russell. And I don't trust D'Angelo Russell to save my life. Am I wrong on that, Key?
No, I understand why you wouldn't trust D'Lo, but I mean, I think he's still capable. A change of scenery might actually work out for him. You're gonna have Cooper Flag if AD stays healthy. Again, AD is one of the top 3 if he's healthy if he stays healthy. You know, he has to officially wear goggles for the rest of his life now when he's on the court. So,
Oh yeah.
looks like he gained on some. I don't know if it's a little muscle. I know he gained about 15 pounds. And you can see it. I mean, I like Dallas's chances until Kyrie comes.
You think they can hold down? You think they can hold it down a little bit till he gets back?
Yeah.
What you thinking, Mo, about the Mavericks?
If they are able to do so, nobody would be more impressed than I would, because what do they have on the outside? I'm talking about on their perimeter.
Right.
Like who's a shot creator on that team that can command a double team? Like, we think Cooper Flag could become that guy, but we think he's gonna step right in and command a double team. D'Lo ain't getting double team. And for damn sure, AD will get double team. So my question is, do they have enough perimeter talent to hold down the fort? I would be shocked if they're not under 500. They might be really good defensively, but they're not going to be that good offensively because they don't have a lot of shot creators. Who's going to create off the dribble on the Dallas Mavericks consistently? And D'Angelo Russell, we don't know what Cooper Flag's going to do. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to have a really good rookie season. Do I think he's going to be dominant on the perimeter? No. I think Dallas is going to get off to a slow start. And let's be honest, the injury that Kyrie had, when he comes back, he's still not going to be Kyrie right away. It's going to take a minute. I got a lot of people telling me Dallas is going to go to the finals. That might be true, but the only way I see them going to the finals is if they buy a ticket like me and you, watch the game like everybody else. They're not going to be playing.
Yeah, West is tough. Sticking to the West, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the Denver Nuggets. They retooled a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about the Nuggets and what do you think they can do this season?
Nuggets did bring some key pieces in that they're desperately needing, because Joker can't do it all by himself, and I think them getting Valanciunas is a big deal, because then Joker can get a breath. He don't got to play 99 minutes a game. He can get a breather, come back in. Them bringing Bruce Brown back was definitely good. Them trading away Michael Porter Jr. that was the big move they had to do. So,
Yep.
I like the Nuggets here. You know, they got some pieces in that's needed. They got Joker some help, because we all know Joker can play 30, 40 plus minutes if called on, but that's not going to be good for him moving on overall as they get into the playoffs. He is going to be tired and gassed. So, him adding Valanciunas, that was I like that move.
Mo, thoughts about the Nuggets?
I love everything they did because they addressed their weakness. They didn't have any depth. They had no bench. So to address that weakness, it makes life easier on Joker, on Aaron Gordon, on all the starters, because now they can go 8-9 man deep. Suddenly, the wear and tear of a long season, it makes a big difference. I like the Nuggets team. If there's a team in the West that I believe is a legit threat to OKC, it's Denver.
Yep.
I'm starting to think that too. Now, there's one team that I still have in doubt. People telling me that they're going to the finals, but there's a team that I have in doubt, because I got to see it first. And Mo, I'll stay with you. Am I wrong for having the Rockets having to prove to me that they're that team? Because I don't think they're that team yet. I'm not ready to just anoint them the championship based on what your roster says on paper. I'm not ready to do that yet.
Yeah, I'm not either. And I wish we had Coach Dante on here. He could tell you more about his Rockets. What I will say is this: I don't think Kevin Durant alone makes them a title contender. I think what will make them a title contender is if Amen Thompson takes another leap in his development. To me, Amen is the key to the team. Right. If he takes another leap and he becomes that dominant two-way player that I think he can be, that's when they become title contenders. Even though they just lost Van Fleet, if Amen takes the leap that I think he's going to take, they're title contenders, because they've got athletes across the board Şengün's going to be a year better. People forget Şengün's just 23 years old.
Yep.
He's going to be a year better. I like Houston. I don't think they should be the favorites, but I wouldn't sleep on them. Like, I think Denver is the number one threat to OKC. But a Houston team that's fully healthy going into the playoffs, I wouldn't want to play them.
Key, what are your thoughts on the Rockets?
I think them losing Graham Bleak is going to be not say issue, but they're going to miss him.
Yeah.
Because now who's going to run the point? I mean, they already talked about not bringing back. I mean, it's not off the table, but Westbrook is still out there if y'all need somebody, but you don't need Westbrook.
Lord have mercy, don't do that, please. Lord have mercy, don't do that, please.
Key, real quick. We all agree Russ is going to walk into the Hall of Fame, right? We don't. That's not up for option for discussion. But at this stage in his career, and I'm thinking, am I the only one that thinks that at this stage of his career, is there a title contender that would want to add Russ to their roster? I'm just asking an honest question.
I don't think he did bad with Denver, but you already know how Russ is in the moments. But Russ knows now he's not a starter no more. He takes the role either being coming off the bench, 6-man or whatever. But yeah, like you said, what title contending team needs a Russell Westbrook on their bench?
I've said this long before the last few seasons. I always want Russell Westbrook on my team. I just don't want the ball in his hands in late game situations.
Yep.
Right. I feel you on that. Now, let me go to another team that no one seems to be talking about. And I don't get why not. And that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Key, tell me where Minnesota lands in this stack of teams in the West.
And they'll be up there, maybe 3 at best. You still got Ant, you still got Randall. Gobert. He's there. He's just there. He's not gonna give you no offense. I'm just being real. He's not gonna give you no offense. He has no offense to him. He's just there. So only way he gets points is off of lives and everything else. Like, he's not going to create his own offense.
Right. You're right.
That Lakers game for the playoffs when he scored 24 and 20, they need to be ashamed of themselves letting Rudy do that to them.
I know.
He will never have another game like that. Never. So he's there for I guess defensive purposes, but to say Rudy Gobert is an offensive threat, absolutely not. So, I mean, I still think Minnesota will be there in their own. They'll still be up there in the top. They'll make it to the playoffs. They'll still be in the top 8. So, for anybody not to say Minnesota. So, Minnesota, they're gonna have their struggles and issues, but I think they'll still be in the playoffs.
I gotta address this real quick in the chat. The Bulls keep.
Bill, you want Westbrook?
Really?
Nah, I don't want Westbrook. Nah.
The only reason the only reason I'm saying no is because the Bulls are a young team. I don't know and they're a developing team. I don't know how Russ would help that out. Like, I find myself having more and more discussions about Russell Westbrook, and I always tell people, I know it's been a minute. People forget that Russ actually did have a prime. He had a prime.
Yes.
And when he was in his prime, he was a top 10 player.
Yes.
He had a prime. And I know that he's been hit or miss the last 5 seasons. He was not bad in Denver last year. But if you watch him in the playoffs, especially against OKC, he had 1 or 2 good games, and then he'd have them games where you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you taking that shot? Why did you make that pass? It's weird to say that about a veteran player that's 15, 16 years into his career, and he makes mistakes like somebody that's a rookie. And that would drive any coach insane.
Agreed. Let's move on over to the East. I had somebody tell me last night that I can't remember who it was. It was either John or Seven. That the East was still Boston's conference to lose. Mo, tell me about Boston, and are they still the favorites coming out the East?
No, they are not. I don't. Whoever said that, they need to stop it. They might be that maybe if you go on 2K and Tatum's not injured on 2K. But in real life,
Yeah.
look, I think Boston's going to be respectable still because Brad Stevens went out and made a move that makes them stay, I think, competitive. So I think Boston will make the playoffs. I do. Do I think they're going to go on a deep playoff run? They don't have enough. They're like your best player is gone. What do you expect?
Key, tell me about the Celtics and what's your thoughts about them?
I know Tatum is trying to come back this season because he's already
That's
dunking.
crazy, man.
All right, he's already dunking and everything else. I don't think he comes back. I know an Achilles injury is it's hard to come back from, especially you don't want to retort that injury. We've seen players think they're ready to come back and then they blow it out again. Klay Thompson was one of them.
Yeah.
So I forgot Klay was in that Dallas team.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep, they got Klay.
So, so we was just talking about it. I just dawned on me. I'm like, Mo was like, who can make the 3-pointer? I'm like, Klay.
Thompson.
But no, I think they'll be in the playoffs. I mean, I don't think they'll make the deep run like Mo said. I mean, Jaylen Brown and Derek White can only do so much, and Anthony Simons, they don't have Al Horford no more, so they don't need a core of 3, and that may not take them far. I mean, you got Pritchard still, but that's not going to take them far. In my opinion, it comes down to the Knicks in that division in the East, depending on what Sixers team you get. Maybe I'm not even having false hope with myself.
Biggest question mark in the NBA, the Sixers, is the biggest question mark because you don't know.
Yep.
Embiid is playing in scrimmage games, and around here everybody's like, "Oh, we back." No, we not.
No.
We're not. Paul George is still out. We don't know when he's going to come back. Embiid, we don't know when he's coming back. We running with a bunch of guards. We did sign Quentin Grimes back. Okay, he'll help.
I like that signing,
but
I like that signing to get Grimes back. Dallas should never let him go in the first place. That's just me though.
So if Embiid is back and plays the way I know Embiid does, and he stays healthy, the Sixers can be a top seed in the East. But right now, it's the Knicks, it's the Magic, Indy. We don't know how Indy's going to be without Halliburton. So the East is wide open. Detroit can come up. The East is wide open right now. Milwaukee,
I got doubts about Milwaukee. Mo, tell me something good
firepower.
about Milwaukee. Tell me something good about Milwaukee if you can.
I mean, they signed Giannis's brother. They got 3 of them. There's 3 of them on the team now.
They got 3. They got 3 of the 5.
See, Key took what I was gonna say. What's good about the Milwaukee Bucks is that man, they've got the whole family there to flank Giannis. Look, they don't have enough firepower to make a serious run. They don't, which is why you hear all the rumors about Giannis possibly leaving next season, or maybe who knows if they're horrible. The trade deadline. Here's the thing about Milwaukee. If you hold on to this great player, by the way, you try to hold on to great players as long as you can.
Yes.
So if you get to the point where even with the great player, you're a middle of the road team, at some point it's beneficial to the franchise and the player that you part ways if they can get assets back that allow them to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
They're not winning. Spoiler alert: they're not going to win another title in the Giannis era in Milwaukee. That's just facts. It's not going to happen.
It's good beer and cheese, but that's about it.
Yeah, look, I don't think Milwaukee is a title contender. I think they're a playoff contender. I think New York should be considered a front runner, but I don't think they're a lock. I don't think there's a lock in the East. Will I don't. I would say look at the younger teams. Look at Orlando. Look at Detroit. Look at the younger teams.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Did the Nets make a run? I mean, the Nets really don't have what Cam Johnson, Michael Porter Jr. is over there.
They added by subtraction. D ain't over there no more.
Right.
That's addition by subtraction. D'Lo ain't that no more.
I think the Nets are doing what Philly did a few years back. They're looking to win about 20 games.
Yeah.
Can't forget about Cleveland either. So I mean, Cleveland.
Something about Cleveland just seems off to me. I can't put my finger on it. It's like I think they'll win a lot of games, get into the playoffs, but I just think they'll fizzle out again. I don't think they're title contenders, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's just something about them that makes me.
This is easy, Will. The real question is this: Donovan Mitchell is a terrific player.
Yes, he is.
Can he be the best player on a title-winning team? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Don't do that with Lonzo.
Yeah.
This is what we keep yelling at you about when it comes to Lonzo. Lonzo may not be that person points a game, but when defensively he needs to stop, he is good defensively.
Yes.
He will get you defensive stops. He will at least give you about 15 a game. So don't say they ain't winning nothing with Lonzo. That was a perfect piece to help out Cleveland as well, because there's no Garland right now.
Right.
So he will fit in perfectly with the Cleveland team.
I like Lonzo. The fact that
I do too.
he developed himself into being a top 3-and-D guy.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I don't believe it.
Jory's right. Don't sleep on the Hawks. They did a lot of good things.
Yeah,
you get a healthy Jalen Johnson back. Ricochet is going to be a year better. Don't sleep on the Hawks. They got Porzingis, so that gives them another element. So yeah, I think the Hawks will be interesting. I
just want to see Trae Young kind of slow things down a little bit, be more efficient from the field. He's already going to be defensive liability because of his size, but if he can be a little bit more of an efficient shooter and passer, you really got something there. You really got something there. Is what I like to see from Lonzo. I mean, from Trae Young. One more team I want to talk about. That's the Pistons.
Pistons get Jaden Ivey back. They get Jalen Duren back. You already got Cade Cunningham. You mean old man Tobias? You know, Sixers fans was talking about him, but he was in the playoffs last year.
Yep.
So the Pistons should be somebody to watch out for. I think they'll be at least a top 5, top 16.
What you think about the Pistons?
I agree. When you have that young core, Cade, Ivy, and Duren, and don't forget Stewart too, right? I think that young core got a taste of success last year, and they did that without Ivy. You get a healthy Ivy back, that gives Cade a legitimate second option to take some of that offensive responsibilities away from him. So, look, I think the Pistons are going to be fun to watch. I want to keep reminding people they're still developing. Like, none of these guys are as good as they're going to be. They're not nowhere near their prime. I just think that they can build off of what they did last year.
Don't Detroit got a Thompson twin too?
Detroit. Yes, they do. They do. And by the way, very similar skill set to his brother. Terrific defender, great athlete. He's not as good offensively as his brother, but yeah, Detroit has every element you need. I just think they need experience to make that next leap.
We trust in the coaching.
I do. I do. And you can tell that those young players, they buy into him because he allows them to just play and be themselves. So he's the perfect coach for what they do.
One other team I forgot to talk about over there in the West, Spurs.
Ooh-wee. Yes.
I got Spurs making the playoffs. Barring a major injury, I think Wemby and company are in the playoffs.
Now, see, I'm disappointed in y'all. Ain't none of y'all brought up the Clippers.
Heck no, not that ARP squad.
Ain't none of y'all bring up the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm not touching the Clippers. I will say this: if you look at that roster, top to bottom, that's got to be one of the best rosters on 2K this season. Like, if you think on 2K, the Clippers are probably hell to play against, but in real life,
yeah,
their whole core they're 35 and older. What are you gonna do with that? What are you supposed to do with that?
You get a young team, they gonna outrun them.
They're gonna run it. They're gonna have to. They're just gonna outrun those boys. Their main claim to fame, if they get there, is the fact they've been able to they have to maintain pace all year long, every game, and that's tough to do.
Right.
That's
They're gonna want to walk it up and make every series a half court execution thing, and that's hard to do to control pace. Look, I'm not saying the Clippers won't be pretty good. They might have a really good regular season. I don't think they're going to make any noise in the playoffs, though.
They will be exposed in the playoffs. Exposed. All right, we got about 13, 14 minutes left to go on the show this morning. I want to go over to WB very, very quickly. I want to bring up Monday Night Raw. Mo, I'll start with you. What were some of your thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
You know what? It was a really kind of casual Monday Night Raw until the ending. And then I was like, that made up for everything else because everything else is kind of pedestrian. And then that happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but immediately when it happened, while it was happening, I said, here you go. This is where they open the door up for Lesnar, right? This is Lesnar, right? If they're going to go forward without Seth Rollins, they're going to go forward with Brock Lesnar being the main guy. Because the other two guys, for whatever you think of them, they're not the main guy, right? They're the sidekick guys still. They're not going to go forward with the vision being just Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I think this opens the door up for Lesnar. And what I'm trying to figure out is, though, even though they did what they did, you're not going to turn around and make Seth Rollins a face. So I find that interesting because if you're not going to make Seth the face, that's going to be very entertaining because, he's not going to take that line down.
Key, what are some of your thoughts about Monday Night Raw?
Was one of the better Raws, like Mo said, until they got to the end. But there's some word on the street. I got some scoop. So Seth got hurt at Crown Jewel.
Oh, for
Seth
real?
got hurt at Crown Jewel, so they had to pull this turn early as an insurance type of thing. So because they don't know if Seth's going to be out long term. So they had to pull the trigger a little earlier than they would because they wanted to do this later on in 2026 to pull the trigger. But the words was, because CM Punk won the number one contender. So he's next in line for the championship. So again, we don't know how long they're going to be. Seth is going to be out for it. It's a little injury, he can stay off TV for a while. But they wanted to pull that. That was an insurance policy. Also, I was hearing Survivor Series. Brock Lesnar, Austin Theory, Braun, and Brunson. Interesting. Yes, interesting. So I don't know how see how that goes, but Mo was on to something when he's like, Brock. So, but I was like, Austin Theory, where he fit in there? But we'll see. But
so if Seth is hurt, I get it that they want to pull this off, but he's still the champion. So if he's hurt, it's not like he's gonna defend the belt anytime soon because he's hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's weird because they turned on him, but he's still gonna be the champion.
Right.
So I don't know where the storyline goes from there because he still got the belt.
Plus, they tried everything in their power to get Seth to be this blown out heel that everybody hates, but the crowd couldn't do it. They still sing his song. They still, I'm Seth Freak. The crowd does everything for Seth, so they couldn't turn him into a heel.
Facts.
So they was like, okay, this isn't working. So they gotta, flip the switch again creatively and see. But they could not have Seth be a face. Be a heel. It wasn't working.
That's what I say, Damien, because I lost faith in Theory.
Well, he got hurt, so
a while ago.
Maybe they're trying to brand him back in the thing. So
yeah,
are they gonna make Theory like the modern day Buff Bagwell?
Buffett, I'm the stuff. Any thoughts on the women side of wrestling? Stephanie Foucault and Tiffany Stratton are your champions right now. Any thoughts on who might be able to step up and be their next opponents?
Gotta be Bianca when she comes back. That finger has really been giving her some issues. She was all healed, but what happened was it's still she couldn't bend it, and there was no point of bringing her back if she said it's just gonna break again because she couldn't bend it. It was just
Right.
so whenever she comes back, I feel that's to be next. Or if you want to bring up somebody from NXT, I mean it's time for Jada to come up. Lash can come up, maybe at least challenge. Jade, in my opinion, is still not ready. Still not ready for that championship. I still think she should have went to NXT and brought her way up.
I think
Because
that was a mistake.
there's just some stuff in the ring she still can't do.
Yeah,
So,
Key, I'm with you 100%. I'm a big Jade fan. I think Will is too.
Yes.
I think she should have went to NXT and polished her skills up a little bit more. You can tell, like in a lot of her matches, the timing is always a couple of beats off. It's just not, it's not fluent enough. She's not ready. But you brought up a name that I would say that wrestler is more polished. You brought up Lash. Lash is more polished. She's ready, or Jade. One of them, I think they're more polished than Jade is, even though she's a bigger name. I don't think the women are hurting for talent though. The women's division I think is deeper than the men's.
Stacked. We got this comment here: Tiffany versus Zelina, Stephanie versus Raquel.
Zelina Vega versus Tiffany Stratton, absolutely not. Even though they did put Zelina back with Alistair, which is the right move.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, take the belt off, take the U.S. title off Julia because she don't defend it. Put Julia in the title contention, spice it up a little bit.
Right.
So Julia's good too. Julia came up right along with Stephanie. I think she's ready as well. So that's why she got moved up to the main roster. All right, well, put her in the title contention just to see what she can do with it. Let somebody else on the mid card get that U.S. title.
I like that plan. I like that a lot. I think you need to spice it up a little bit. I'm with that. You know what? Speaking of spicy, my favorite guy now it's Dirty Dom. I love Dirty Dom.
That's his guy.
How do you not like that guy?
That's his guy.
He's in the ring and he's giving me Eddie Guerrero vibes. He's hilarious in the ring, man. Dom is gonna beat you with his mind more than his body. Dom is just smart.
I'll tell you another name on the women's roster who I think should be. I think she's there. I'm still high on Jordan Grace.
Oh yeah. No, she can. I think she's ready to move up. In my opinion, she's been in TNA. Now she's in NXT. I mean, I think you can move her up if you even wanted to go deeper. Move up Sol Ruca.
Yes.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Yes.
Yeah, we down for that.
I need to see the Soul Snatcher on a regular basis.
That's those stats. Woo wee.
That's the best. I'm sorry, that's the best move right now.
Yep, that's the best finisher right now.
She's a problem. Like she's ready. She's ready right now for the next level. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And she's a double champion, so she's gonna represent your brand well. She is.
No. And I know Indy's in the next in TNA. No.
I'm proud of Indy though, just for the fact that she recovered the way that she did after being released. She didn't go to OnlyFans. She stayed in wrestling. So appreciate that. Appreciate that from Indy for sticking with it for sure. She deserved to be commended for that. Heading over to the men for a second. Trick Williams is no longer your TNA champion. What do you guys think is next for Trick Williams?
He might move up to the main roster now. What else is left for him to do in NXT?
He's done everything. He's done everything in there.
He's done everything. Mike Santana, that was a perfect pick.
Yep, it was.
So there's nothing else for Trick to do. If Trick moves up, Book got to come with him. Because I'm sorry, nobody can do the ad libs like Book can when his interests come out.
Book is wild. Book is wild. Nobody has a better time during the match than Booker T.
He's
Look,
like,
I'm all for it. Put Wade in NXT. Bring up Booker.
I feel like Booker is, he's my favorite guy of all time. And I feel what Booker, he's all time great. won multiple championships, but I also feel like he's one of us. I feel like he's a big fan too.
Mhm.
He reacts the way that we do. I thought he should have went to Raw with Stephanie. I
Well, I
thought
gotta remember after the college season, PMAC will be back. So
true.
Oh, that's right.
things,
That's right.
things gonna get shook up again. PMAC's gonna be on Raw
Yep.
with Michael Cole, and then Corey Graves probably go back to NXT or something.
Yep.
Joe Test will be back to where he is on SmackDown because football will be done with him too. Because he's a commentator for college, so
Yep.
things will be back to normal as they would be. So I don't know. Corey Graves and Wade might be the high man's out.
Might be. Trip to SmackDown, put him with Carmelo. Hey,
I'm not
I
mad
mean,
at that.
I'm opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it because they could have immediate success as tag team champions for a little while. I kind of
Oh,
like that idea.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. So with the storyline being what it is with the Usos, where are they going with Jay? Because Jay was like the most over guy on the planet, but he seemed like he's in wrestling purgatory because he's not getting ready to be heavyweight champion again anytime soon.
No.
No.
So what are they going to do with him, and where is that going?
I think he's a Roman 2.0. Remember how Roman went off, I can't, I'm holier than thou type of thing. Nobody could tell him anything. That's going to be Jay. And before, remember Jimmy was down with Jimmy was down with Roman, and Jay was like, "Oh no!" Now roles is reversed. Jimmy was like, "All right, now calm down now."
Yeah.
And now Jay got the big head, and Roman was like, "I don't need y'all. I'm good." That's why he said, "I don't want to see y'all till Christmas." So, yeah, I mean. We all knew this was coming. They just dragging their feet with this heel turn for Jay.
Yeah.
We all know it's coming. So that's gonna break the heart of all them kids and eating. But hey, it is what it is.
There's gonna be a lot of kids crying. Let me ask you this though. That part of the bloodline seems to be in disarray. On the other side, Solo and his crew are killing it.
Yeah, they are.
Bring back Tama Tonga. They got the face paint on them now.
Right.
You can say Solo might be the better uncle now because Jay on his ish, and Solo might be the better uncle at this point.
But
right.
But we'll see what Solo and them do. It's interesting because now you got the YS6 still the tag team champion. I honestly think this is the Street Profits the last time. I think they're going to break them up. It's time for Montez to be on his own. I can see him with a singles title. Maybe they'll push him. And I wouldn't mind Intercontinental or US. It's time for Montez to venture out on his own because he proved he can be on his own.
I like Montez winning US or Intercontinental and having a long run because he's a terrific individual talent. He is.
Oh yeah.
I'm here for it. I think they've ran their course. They've had a degree of success, but I think now, like any tag team, eventually somebody steps into the spotlight. It doesn't mean that oh boy won't have success as a performer going forward. But I think Montez has a shot to be like in a whole nother stratus. He's got that kind of talent.
All right. We're at the end of our time today. I want to say thank you for having us here this morning on the Wire Network. I want to say thank you to everybody who came through to the chat. We appreciate you guys. Key, what you got going on this week? When's your next show? What you got going on?
Tonight, I got my guy, Rap, the Purple Pocket Podcast. He's a Minnesota content creator. So we're going to break down Eagles versus Minnesota. And of course, Friday, I'll be on with Kyle and Jury for Passion and Precision. So, it's always a good time over there. So, so just watch out, Jury's going to go off on somebody. But that's all I got this week.
All right, Mo, what you got going on, my friend?
You got me on the morning show tomorrow, and then me and Brett are probably tonight. Me and Brett are going to be doing Meaty Boys at 9:00, talking AEW, WWE, all things wrestling.
All right. Thank you for having us, everybody. We appreciate you. Mo, go ahead and close us out, my friend.
Hey, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you check out all the great content we have at Wire Network. Wide Wide Network, we appreciate you.
And speaking of all the talent, we're going to end this show by letting you know about all the shows you can catch on Wide Network. We'll see you guys tomorrow.